Sony Center in the distance. On the left-hand side, you see two white towers. This is part of Hamburger railway station, and it's one of the oldest railway stations in all of Germany, and as you can imagine, not used anymore. It's part of the new National Gallery for private collections. And now we cross a double pebble line. It's here on the right-hand side on the sidewalk, and this indicates the line of the wall. So we just entered the town center. The town center was part of East Berlin, so we just changed to the East Berlin side. But it was just the line of the wall, but the line of the wall was actually in the middle of the river. So the river Spree at this point was part of East Berlin, and this is what many people who tried to escape from here didn't realize, that they, even though they were across the wall, they had to swim through the river, and they could be shot while swimming through the river. So there are a couple of crosses right next to the Parliament, and also next to Brandenburg Gate, commemorating these people who were killed there. On the left-hand side, these red brick buildings are part of the Charité hospital complex. It has 4 compounds here in Berlin, and 12,000 people working there, 4,000 doctors. It's the biggest hospital complex, biggest hospital company in all of Europe. This with a yellow and black flag is not an embassy, it's one of the state representations. The German Federal Republic consists of 16 states, and these 16 states have embassies or representations, of course, here in Berlin. Right-hand side, there are offices of the Parliament across the river. On this side are the scientific research centers, and this is also the library of the Parliament. It's just being enlarged, as we have the 3rd biggest library any parliament in the world has. So only in Washington and in Tokyo you have bigger libraries. So this is why they simply don't have enough space. Now we cross the river Spree, left-hand side the first German TV channel, reporting about German politics, and you see the Parliament from the back. The building in front of that, with the gable and the columns, used to be the Palais of the President of the Parliament, and this was already in East Berlin. The Parliament was just about on the western side of the city. Okay, we turn to the right-hand side. A member of the Parliament has about 3-4 secretaries, and they need office spaces. So there are a couple of thousand people working for the Parliament. Actually, it's a big employer, and the buildings on the right, in front of us on the left, they're all part of the Parliament complex. This red brick building here is part of the Berlin University. It is here next door that Robert Koch first gave a speech introducing his discovery of the tuberculosis and so this is commemorated with a plaque next to the door. So right-hand side, left-hand side, all offices for members of the Parliament. We turn left-hand side, and we see a couple of crosses commemorating people who were murdered at the wall. Maybe you look at the cross on the right-hand side. On the very right-hand side, you read the name Chris Geffroy, and you see the date February 5th of 1989. So that was the last boy that was murdered at the wall in February 1989. He heard that they wouldn't shoot anymore at the wall, and he was 18-year-old, a young boy, and he said, I want to spend the rest of my life on the western side of the city, and he dared to climb across the wall, and as you see, he was shot half a year before the wall came down. Okay, so you see this double pebble line on the right hand side again. You see Brandenburg Gate on the left hand side. So Tiergarten was part of West Berlin. Brandenburg Gate, part of the town center, already on the eastern side. Here, at this point, the wall was not like 3.5 meters tall with pipes on top of it, but here it was a thick concrete wall, as they obviously feared that a lorry driver might speed up on unter den Linden left-hand side and try to break through the wall. And this is why we could actually dance on the wall at this point. So what is that here?
Mr.
Stop
Pisani.
the
Mr. Pisani.
massacre in Italien. I don't know where that is. I have to admit that we have something like 3,500 demonstrations every year, as this is the German capital. 10% are really big ones, like 350 are really big demonstrations. And that means they prefer the summer season instead of the winter season, of course. So that means you have sometimes 3, 4, 5 different demonstrations a day. And it's not really reported on the radio because they don't want to make advertisements for the different groups. So it's sometimes hard to figure out what's going on in front of your car or in front of your bus. So we're here at the memorial for the murdered Jews of Europe. And we're going to park the bus just beyond that. And so we... Okay, so